I've used Avail for about, I think this is my 4th season. I was one of the first growers in this valley to use Avail, and Avail has really improved my crops and my different soil types. We have all types of soil in the valley. Everyone thinks we have just a straight sandy loam soil. That's not true. We have calcium soils, we have heavy soils, we have sandy soils, which composed makes it a good farm, but then you have different soil types, and so your crops have a tendency to have better areas than other areas. Well, but with the Avail, what that fertilizer has done for us is it's caused the phosphates not to be tied up in those soils, and they've been more available to the corn. And you can see the corn by the level of the corn's more level all the way through the field. In the spring of the year, the biggest advantage we saw when we first started using Avail was when you plant the corn. Of course, the end of April, middle of May, you always get a cold spell. The corn would come up, get about 1 inch too tall, and then just go purple on you. Since we've used the Avail, that purpling has disappeared. You'll have very little purpling in your corn crop. It'll stay green, and it'll continue to grow, and doesn't look like it has that stun effect. And of course, I think that translates all the way through the summer. And because of the Avail, it makes it available to the plant, then our end product, our corn, is better, and our yields have picked up. This year I raised a potato crop on some white dirt that in the past years I've put potatoes in that field and maybe get 400 sacks the acre. I've been hesitant to put that field back to potatoes for several years because of that fact. In a potato game, you've got to have maximum yield, or you just can't grow a potato crop because of the input costs. But I went ahead this year. I've had it in corn for 4 years with the Avail on it. I took it out, put it to spuds. I would have sold the crop to anyone for 450 sack yield this spring. If they had wrote me a check, they had been their potato crop. Those spuds went close to 600 sacks in white dirt, and I was really impressed. And so the Avail has treated me very, very finely as far as the performance of it. This field has had it's had the Avail in it for about ever since I started using Avail. This is probably my 4th year with Avail in this field. It's continually gets better. It's got all types of soils. It's rolling hills. Overall, it's a good field. But this year the corn's very good in it. My combine monitors all the way from 230 bushel to 300 bushel on the combine monitors that go through the field. And so I'm pretty happy with the yield that the corn's putting out this year. There again, I think the Avail has done a tremendous job for me. Nutrisphere is more new to us. We've used it only a couple years. There again, Terry convinced me to put a russet field by using the Nutrisphere this year. I was a little hesitant. I'm one of those potato growers that likes to water run my nitrogen. I like to petiole test, water run through my pivots. Feel like I have more hands-on control that way. So I went ahead and we went ahead and used the Nutrisphere on the 70-acre russet field. Amazingly, they did well. I got a little nervous middle of summer. Our petioles started to drop off a little bit. Terry told my crop consultant, no, don't fear, everything will be fine. But I did run 20 units. Didn't have to. The petioles pulled right back up, stayed up good to where they needed to start to go off, flatten out a little bit, and I had a wonderful crop of potatoes. And they stayed in. The stay green was wonderful, clear into September where you need to have them stay green. Because if a potato crop dies in the middle of August, that's where all your bulking effect is, and you lose that. And so, your nitrogen's huge because you don't want it to stay in too long. You want it to stay in the crop long enough into that first part of August where they can pull themselves into the September bulking season. And there again, it was amazing how it did that.